Hey Questers, and welcome to another episode of BMF, the unofficial home for all things Oculus Quest. Today I want to quickly touch on my thoughts on the Quest after using it consistently for the past 3 months. So after using it for 3 months, do I still recommend buying the Quest? Let's jack in and find out. First off, let's talk about the headset itself. Going into owning the Quest, I had a love-hate relationship with VR. I loved the experiences and games that you could play in VR, but I hated being tied down to my PC or PS4, and I especially hated having to worry about that dang cable and the external sensors. The reason I was so excited for the Quest was because it resolved all of these issues. And I'm here to say, after 3 months, that I have never played so much VR in my life, and the freedom you get from an untethered headset is revolutionary. And I'm not just talking about no cable either. I've been able to share the VR experience to so many people that didn't have to descend into my VR basement space where my office is just to try it out. Beyond the freedom the Quest brings, the inside-out tracking has drastically changed the way I experience VR as well. No more sensors to worry about or lengthy setup time if you have to move the device. All I do is walk into a room, set the floor level, and trace out my area, and I'm done. It takes me 30 seconds tops. When it comes to the physical headset and the comfort level, a lot of people have issues with the heaviness of the headset. Yes, it does have some weight to it, but I have also found that a fair amount of people are actually wearing it wrong. Even though it is front heavy, if you are properly positioning the straps, then you shouldn't be getting a ton of face pressure that'll cause discomfort. There are also things like the Quest mod you can do to swap out the straps, and I may try that at some point, but right now I'm pretty happy with the stock straps. It's also extremely easy to counterbalance the Quest using a battery pack, which not only helps to balance out the headset, but also can add hours to the life of your battery. The audio on the Quest works surprisingly well too. The sound that gets pumped out of the headset is loud, and even though you can get better audio with headphones or other audio options, if you want to just use the built-in audio, then it is more than adequate. Battery-wise, I get close to 3 hours of gameplay with the Quest, maybe more depending on what I'm doing. When it comes to the touch controllers, I've actually been very happy with them. I've heard that people don't like how small they are, but I think they're a great size. I have medium-sized hands and they fit perfectly. Having used and seen the sizes of some of the other controllers and having messed with the PSVR Move controllers for years, these touch controllers are a huge upgrade. Moving on, let's talk about how the Quest functions. Inside the headset is where everything gets exciting because the sharpness and quality of the visuals inside of the headset consistently surprise me. The processing power of the Quest is technically a downgrade from PC VR headsets or the PSVR, but even though the computing power means we lose some textures, lighting, and particle effects, overall the visuals are just great, extremely sharp and colorful. You get a little bit of God rays in total black or dark environments, but it's honestly not bad at all. The real kicker with the Quest though is how easy it is to get set up and to jump into content. I know people who are technologically inept, but they own and use the Quest because of how easy it is. When was the last time you knew a 60 or 70-something-year-old person who jumped headfirst into PC VR with no prior gaming experience? Well, I see it all the time with the Quest. I'm not going to go much into the gaming aspect because if you want to know specifics about the games, you can check out my game reviews. But I will say that even though a lot of people complain about the lack of games, we are starting to consistently see new releases or at least new announcements. And I believe as time goes on, it'll just get better. As far as I'm concerned, there's actually a pretty good library of games out already for the Quest. I think what some people forget is that this is really a brand new platform, and even though there are a ton of VR games already out, we should really be looking at this as the beginning of its life cycle. If you look at console releases, it's the same thing. I've owned pretty much every major console at one time or another. I had the PS3 and Xbox 360 on release day, and the same with the PS4, and one common theme is that the day one game release catalog has always been on the small side. Even a few months later, they are still trying to gain steam. The exact same thing happened with the PSVR. So all I'm saying is that give it some time and we will have a full catalog of amazing games. And considering it's only been 3 months, we are already well on our way there. When it comes to visuals, that is one thing that has divided people. Are the graphics on the Quest actually good, and is it worth playing? As far as I'm concerned, yes, 1,000 times. What it does lack in some visual fidelity, it more than makes up for in freedom and ease of use. Plus, games have already seen a huge step up just recently, with games like Red Matter doing crazy things on this mobile headset that many people thought would never be possible. The tracking also allows for some amazingly immersive game experiences, and it's super easy to get caught up, and all of a sudden 2 hours have gone by, and you're wondering what happened. What it all comes down to, though, is 3 months later, am I just as excited about the Quest as I was before it released, and would I still recommend people buy it? The answer? Without hesitation. VR is finally accessible to the vast majority of people, and that gets me excited. Tetherless mobile VR platforms are what are going to push virtual reality to the point of massive public adoption. One thing I will mention that really bothers me is that some people put a lot of hate towards the Quest, and I think that's a huge mistake. Not only is the Quest an amazing platform, but it's what's going to bridge the gap between the elitist PC VR setups and the consumers. Without a platform that can bring in the masses to support VR, then VR will always just be a side note. But with the Quest and the response that has been seen so far, the future of VR is already looking brighter. And in my opinion, it's the Quest that's going to propel all VR platforms to an entirely new level of both quality and public image. So back to the issue at hand. Yes, after 3 months, I still love my Quest, and I recommend it to everyone, and it's as simple as that. If you want to get the most out of your Quest and the best bang for your buck, then subscribe to BMF for more Quest-related content and hit that bell icon. Plus, if you're looking for more Quest content, you can check out my other videos here and here. Thanks so much for watching, and happy questing.